Hey, so here with some VOD review. It's going to be going over a play there where, in about 2 minutes, the mid laner and jungle, red side, are going to gank bot lane for a double kill. So I'll just go over everything that leads up to that and what each player on blue side could have done to prevent it from happening. So we know, to start off, that Jax just cleared this ward here. So Jax will probably clear blue because he doesn't have blue buff right now, and then he's going to be going top. So that'll come into play later, and I'll explain that when it happens. But let's fast forward. So Cho'Gath is a weird little bomb, comes back to mid, and so here he elects not to CS, which is here. I'll just explain that. So that's 60 gold worth of CS, or maybe a little less, like 50. Just because casters aren't worth much. Udyr could have been farming Raptors then, so he really should have just gone and got this CS, but instead he elects to trade with casters. So he misses his Q, he misses his silence, does no damage, burns most of his mana pool. He now only has emergency mana left, meaning that he only has the mana to help himself escape a gank or aid a gank. He can't really put any pressure on the lane by himself. So, even though he only has emergency mana in just a couple of seconds here, he uses his Q, and now he has no mana. So, his pressure in the entire game is pretty much gone. He can't roam, he can push, but he can't force cast him to miss CS by like throwing Qs or anything. Yes, he can do some damage with his void spikes, but it's not effective. Because if he had mana, he could have potentially waited for Udyr ganked, pushed to tower for days and defended himself from Jax. But that's not what he wants, he wastes his mana. So, because he's out of mana now, he elects to recall. So, now Udyr knows that Jax is top lane, knows that his bot lane is pushed, and Scuttlecrab is up. So what Udyr should do, he's low health, low mana, but that's not a problem, because he knows Jax is top, so he can go and clear the Scuttlecrab, protect his bot lane from any gank in the next 70 seconds. That's a really smart play, and then he can go Scuttle, Krugs, back, go top lane. But instead he goes to Krugs. So now bot lane is only protected by a ward in the river bush. This is fine if you're only pushed up to about even with the river. Like where my mouse is right now is about as far as you can push, because otherwise you're like they can come in just tight to this wall here and kill you anyway. But bot lane pushes, and now bot lane knows that mid lane is missing with full HP, full mana, knows that their jungler hasn't been seen in a while and is currently clearing top. So you're not, like, it's a little weird that Jax is here for this gank just because he doesn't farm Raptors or Wolves and then just comes straight block. But it makes sense because mid lane is roaming. In this case, it's worth it. Now, here, so you know you have the ward here, but you know the mid laner is missing, and there is the potential for the jungler to be here, because it's been about a minute since you saw him last bot side, so he could have recalled, went home, cleared top side, and be working his way bot side. So now, bot lane is at this point in extreme danger. So the correct move, in my opinion, is for Lucian to hard shove the wave, which he starts to do here, this is good, and then for some reason he starts to slow CS these minions, which is one of the things that kills them. Because if he CS's these minions quickly, he's probably done CSing them right about now, which means that they can back off and just hover in this area here, which completely denies any kind of gank that will come towards them. But that's not what happens. Now I just have to back up a little bit here, because Morgana makes a really poor decision as well. So when they push up here, and then right here she throws binding. So this is bad for a few reasons. Sivir has spell shield. She's not going to get any damage off that because she can just spell shield it. She knows that the mid laner is missing and that the jungler has the potential to be bot side, and she just used her only effective form of CC for like denying stuns, etc. onto both targets. Because she can spell shield one of the two people, but it's not enough for both people. So, because she doesn't have binding now, and now Jax shows him the name, so they start doing Sivir, pops off. She puts spell shield on herself. Alpha messes up here. He uses his combo on the Morgana, who has the spell shield. He should have, like, maybe it was fine to use W, but he should have saved the Q at least for when he got onto Lucian. And then Jax comes in. Morgana, if she had binding, could just bind Jax, and then that Lucian runs away fine. Morgana probably dies, but that's not as bad, right? And so, because she doesn't have binding, Lucian gets stunned. Lucian gets killed. Morgana stuns everyone. Oh. And then Sivir. So, this double kill was preventable by everyone except for maybe Master Yi. Because Cho'Gath could have applied pressure mid lane by not running himself out of mana, and then Kassadin wouldn't have been able to roam. Udyr could have taken Scuttle Crab and given them the vision not to get ganked, and then Morgana could have prevented it by not using her binding. Lucian could have prevented it by pushing away faster. It's just goes to show how much goes into each play that you see on the map. Like, it's not just like, oh, GG, bot lane fed. In this case, it was mid lane ran out of mana, didn't have pressure, jungler didn't provide vision for his bot lane, and the bot lane wasn't aware of what was happening on the map. So, if you have good map awareness, you can avoid it dying in so many different situations. It's